Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time, welcome especially. I'm Sally, and today I am coming to you from Lake Tahoe in California. What you saw yesterday was our trek from North Carolina, hi Samuel, over here to Tahoe, and we are getting ready to set out. It's the next morning on our first adventure. We're going over to Emerald Bay State Park. A friend recommended the Vikingsholm hike, so I'm gonna go do that. Thank you, Haley, if you happen to be watching that, for the recommendation, and look to go just get a good view of the lake. So we're bringing you along on our adventures. Please don't forget to like this video if you like what you see here. Hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Samuel and I are in agreement. This is arguably the most beautiful place we have ever been. Right now we're up above the Vikingsholm trailhead because we figured out, and you should remember this if you ever come here to hike, parking fills up really quickly, so we found kind of a pull off where other people are parked. Crossing our fingers we don't get towed, but even just the drive and now the vista at the top, oh my heart. Good morning. It is our second full day in Tahoe, and I don't know how well it'll show up on camera, but I went a little too hard without enough sunscreen yesterday, so we are extra slathered up this morning, getting ready to go on our big hike. It's about 6:30 now, and we're planning to hit the trail about 7. It's the Mount Tallac trail. It'll be about 10.5 miles round trip. 5 miles up, 5 miles back down, and we're getting to the highest summit here in Tahoe. So super excited, also a little bit nervous because we are not conditioned for this, but we're being safe, taking all the precautions, and yeah, excited. Samuel just said, we are literally just up on a mountain in the middle of nowhere in California, like thousands of miles from where we live. Oh my gosh.
30 feet down.
Yeah, please.
Right there.
Good Lord. What we thought was the top was not the top. We have to get up there, not that big rock, but just behind it. But I'm gonna eat some food first. And it'll be well over 9,000 feet above sea level, so.
9,900.
9,900. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that like back over there, it's like a different color.
The way far one? Or
Yeah.
the one like over there?
The way far one.
It's like gray, yeah.
Looks cool.
Instead of blue. See some trail mix real quick.
Yeah. me. Good morning, everybody. It is the next day and I'm just sitting in the car to record because Samuel's still asleep and I don't want to wake him, but I wanted to check back in after that hike and just share what we did for the rest of the day and also my thoughts on that adventure as a whole. I'm sorry I didn't take the camera around with us. We were so exhausted when we got back from that hike. It took us 9 hours and honestly we budgeted ourselves 10, but when we were looking at the All Trails kind of guide for it, it was saying most people finish it in like 6.5 hours. What I was gonna say is when we got back, we were just so hungry and so tired that we went over to this little place. It was called Cold Water Brewery and Grill, I think. And the food was pretty good. Well, the food was very good. The drinks were pretty good. Nothing too crazy. But then we came back to the apartment and I thought we were done for the day. I was like ready to crash. It was about 7 o'clock, but we ended up going back out just to this little place in Heavenly Village called Champagne and Chocolate. And they have like coffee and tea too and little souvenirs. And we had been there the other day and I saw this candle that Samuel said we should go back and get. It's just a Tahoe scented candle. And we got one from Yellowstone that was a different brand, but it smelled also fantastic a few years back when we went there. So we thought it would be a fun little souvenir to get a candle from Tahoe as well. And then we got a little caramel apple and coffee and tea and went over to this beach nearby and just sat and watched the sunset. As for the hike itself, Samuel and I had so much fun and definitely recommend it if you are someone who is experienced in that kind of thing. Honestly, on the way back down, we were just marveling at the fact that we were actually able to complete it. We're in good shape and we are just pretty active as a whole, but it's a totally different bag when you're coming up to somewhere that's such a high elevation compared to where we live. We live at the beach, so we're literally maybe 30 feet above sea level, and we ended, I'm a little bit confused. Samuel said that he found that it was like 9,900, and what I was looking at was saying it was more like 9,700 and some feet above sea level. Either way, a lot higher than where we live, and then you have over a 3,000 foot climb from the start of the trail to the end. So definitely don't underestimate that. And if you are unexperienced in hiking at all, or just like haven't trained your heart the most, I would not recommend starting out with this trail. It also is pretty technical in a number of spots as you are making it up to, it's probably the last third of the hike, but it time-wise takes at least half your time. You have all this rock, this shale that presumably is there because of like glacial melt long ago that shattered the rock and now it remains there. So there's a trail that runs up through that, but because it was snowy, at the time that we were there, there were still patches of snow remaining. We had to go around in certain parts, and even when on the trail, but especially when you're going around the snow, you're just like kind of rock scrambling to get up to the top. And that was exhausting, but almost a nice change of terrain as you're making the ascent. What really was the kicker was that you think you're at the summit about 3 times and then you have to keep going. But in terms of the shale on the way back down, we were literally just praying every single step, please guide our feet, please don't let us fall, because it would be so easy to put your hand on a sharp rock and get startled and like trip, or for your foot to go in a hole or just slip off. And while most likely you wouldn't fall down the mountain, it would be pretty easy to twist an ankle, cut yourself, or hit your head or something like that. And we're just really thankful that that didn't happen and that we were able to take it really slowly going down. But for that reason, wouldn't recommend it to an unexperienced hiker. I also would say, while there were a lot of people hiking this alone, neither of us would have hiked this trail alone. There are definitely a lot of people around, but in terms of even being able to see, or even being able to see where the trail goes, it was really helpful to have two people. And sorry if the shadows are all weird. It was really helpful to have two people, and also just for, being wise in our decision making and holding each other accountable. That was really great. But at the end of the day, the hike was totally worth it. At the summit, you can see Lake Tahoe, you can see Cascade Lake. I want to say it's Fallen Leaf Lake is the big one that we walked past and then could see from the top. You can see just miles all around you, and it really is like the highest peak in the whole Tahoe region. So that was just amazing. And as we were coming back down, just looking up, it was like, how on earth did we do that? We were literally all the way up there. It was magical. So even if it's not this mountain that you hike, I highly encourage you to, make that a priority at some point in your life, as long as you are able to do it safely. But anyway, that's enough of that. I just think it's worth kind of diving into in case anyone wants to do it, and because it's such a cool experience and just a humbling experience. Really made us realize like the extent of God's grace in a new way, because it would have just taken one step to twist an ankle, fall, something worse to happen. And the number of times we like tripped but didn't fall, I can't even count. So anyways, just really grateful for that, and it was a really cool experience. So far as today goes, Samuel will hopefully wake up soon. I've got some coffee brewing, so maybe that will help. But our main objective is just to find a pretty little beach where we can dive into the freezing cold lake, and that's probably going to involve a short hike, which hopefully our calves can handle, but I think we'll be fine. And we might just explore a little bit more on the Nevada side of the lake. So we're staying in South Lake Tahoe, and it's like 3 miles and you're in Nevada, and then there's some beaches in like Carson City. So I think we might go over there, but not quite certain what all we'll get up to. Either way, I will take you along and do a better job of actually getting everything today. If we're being completely honest, Samuel and I have both been pretty grumpy this morning and frustrated just because we're so tired and sore, but we want a nice relaxing place just to hang out. And so we were looking for a beach to go just like chill at, not necessarily for a long time, but like dive in the water, maybe have our lunch and then head back. But seriously, everything is so packed. I had one in mind in particular. It's called Chimney Beach, and it's on the Nevada side, but not too far away. So we drove over there. I'd seen pictures of it in one of Allison's vlogs, if any of you are familiar with her. She went there, and it was just beautiful. And there's some like rocks that you can dive off into the water into. It was my little fantasy that I had. But anyways, there are literally so many cars lining either side of the highway. It's packed, and then it's like a long walk to get there. They were just like, no, okay. Oh well, at least we went over to the Nevada side and we saw how beautiful it was. So we're glad that we did that, and we ultimately found a little picnic area. So we ate our non-glamorous lunch, and I don't know what we're gonna do next. We might go down to the beach and just step in the water, or maybe not. Anyway. Alrighty, y'all. Well, the time has come to end this video. We tried one more time to go to a beach and get in the water. That was the last clip you saw. It ended up, just because of where the tide was at, not being very nice, and at that point we just kind of stuffed in a little bit, but decided not to do a full send, a full dive. But that's okay. We still ended up having a really nice day. Like I said earlier, I think we were just so worn out from yesterday and honestly experiencing just a little bit of altitude sickness that it was good just to chill and relax so that we will be ready to get on to the next adventure tomorrow. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna end this video here. We got a little bottle of wine, have some salad and some chicken that we're gonna enjoy for dinner, and hopefully get a good night's sleep. So please, again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have enjoyed this video, it would really help me out if you would give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bye y'all.